showing you that eventually one day there's going to be some sort of judgment that has to be paid. All right? They have to deal with judgment. That's how they're going to be paid for. All right? And we're a prime proven example of that. So let's move forward.
And it says, sure himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Right. Go on.
And now we know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
Yeah, so now we're going to go and get, Isaiah 47. Go back to Isaiah 47.
Job 9:27.
Huh?
Job 9:24.
Okay, get me that first. Get me that first and then get me Isaiah 40. You get me Isaiah 47, actually.
This is Job 9. Job 9:24. And it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Come on.
He covereth the face of the judges
Come on.
thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yeah, they cover up the faces of the judges thereof. So the minute they came into power, that's the same time they've taken our art that we drew, the prophets, and all of the images of the men of God. They took all of that and painted all of it white. So Job was prophesying that when the wicked rule the earth, this is what they're going to do. Okay, and there's another precept that goes right along with that precept in the Apocrypha too, which we'll get that if the Spirit wants us to get it. So that's all I want, brother. So somebody get me Isaiah 47 verse 2.
I've got it. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 2. Shall I start from 1 actually? It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Come.
Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Come.
O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no longer be called tender and delicate. Take millstones and grind meal.
Come.
Uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, so before that happens, before the Lord comes back, this man is going to be very well revealed in his time. And there's a whole lot of things I can touch upon, but I'm going to touch upon a few things. I mean, we can talk about how you have these men that get together in secret, in these different secret councils and these secretive cabals and all of that other stuff, and they perform all kind of sorcery and witchcraft, and even you have this party that's set up every once in a while called it's in Sonoma County, Georgia, California, I believe it is, and they go towards this owl, this great size, this 40-foot owl, the Bohemian Grove, and that's where they sacrifice human flesh. Okay, I believe it's babies or something like that. Okay, I have to go back and
Promotion of care. They say they're burning the effigy, but they're killing babies there.
Yeah.
And they run around naked.
And they run around butt-ass naked.
Yeah.
Like President Nixon, you know what he said? Man, I went down there, man, and he said something to the effect of, man, he said it's some faggoty shit. He said, President Nixon, he went down there, something like that. He said anyway. I'm roughly paraphrasing exactly what he said, but he said it was some mo shit, basically. Gotta be kind of PC correct here. So yeah, I mean, that's all been revealed, and what's also been revealed is that these elites, these powers that are today among Esau, they desire to destroy us as a people, and they desire to maintain humanity on the 500 million, going back to one of their top commandments on the Georgia Guidestones, which is that maintain humanity on the 500 million. So we know that they're advocates of depopulation, including the current prime minister that we serve today, which is Boris Johnson. He's definitely an advocate, as he's shown, and I can bring an article on that, because he made a statement in 2007 in relation to how he's an advocate of depopulation. You see? So all of these men that are in darkness, that have a dark heart, that have sinister plans, all of their plans and who they are and what they stand for have already been revealed. And what we also do know is that these prime ministers, these powerful figureheads that are out in the open, as you do see, are actually controlled by other higher powers that you do see, that you don't see. You can call them the elite, you can call them the shadow government, you can call them the international bankers, whatever you want to call them. But these international bankers, they're the ones that's calling the shot. Okay? Go on, brother.
This is Psalm 64 and verse 1. Hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy.
Yeah, exactly. And because we know that the enemy eventually is going to come pursue us. And they know also, what is also been revealed through the Spirit is they know who we are. They know that we're the real Israelites, and they also know who we are to be exact, in particular on how we're the prophets. Salakia, brother, let's finish that.
Salakia, I didn't mean to go over.
No, that's all right.
It says, verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Because there will be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That's in the book of 2nd Ezra 16. I believe that's verse 74 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's already written. And I mean, we know and we expect that eventually one day the government is going to come down upon the men of the Lord, the prophets. They came down on Yahawashi. And being that Yahawashi is our master, no servant is greater than his master. So whatever happened to the master, whom we serve and whom we still believe in, will happen to us eventually. Okay? That's what happened to the prophets of old. They were persecuted by the government, or they were shipped into another land. Like John the Revelator, he was shipped to the island of Patmos. Okay? So these things we expect to come. We're not ignorant of the idea that we may be persecuted. We're not ignorant of that. And we know that you're watching us. We know this already. Okay? Go on, brother. Let him finish this.
So it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Yeah.
Who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words. And they do that by passing these legislations, these sinister legislations in darkness, so that eventually they can use these legislations and put them into law and put them into action. Okay? And like I said, there's so many documentation on how they want to get rid of the real Christians. And when you really think about that term that they use, I'm talking about Rex 84 program, where they planning on getting rid of so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Why do they want to get rid of these people? Because they know that we're the descendants of the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. So in order for them to get their new world order situated in full effect, they got to get rid of the people of God, because the people of God are going to hinder the new world order and upset their whole entire setup. Under the hopes, under the guise of believing that eventually they can then get their birthright back. But that's not written in prophecy. Whatever they plan on doing is not written in prophecy. So if it's not written in prophecy, it's not going to happen. And like I said a couple of days ago, these people are sinister because they believe in who they deem to be Satan. But guess what? The spiritual demon Satan is actually being told what to do of the Most High. He's under the commandment of Yahawah, the Creator, who we serve. So if you're serving him and we're serving the original Creator that created everything in this existence, that would then prove that we would have to be over you. Okay? That proves that we're over you, and whatever you try to do unto us, it's only going to be but done because the Lord allowed it to be done. But if it's not going to be, if the Lord doesn't allow it to be done, it can't be done.
That's Job 1,
Yeah, right. Job 2 actually.
yeah.
Huh? You want to pull that out? You know, you could. Yeah,
I got something for you. Why are you pulling out? I got something for you.
Go on, brother.
This is Proverbs 19 and 21. There are many devices in the man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord Yahawashi
that shall
stand.
So remember what Yahawashi told Pontius Pilate. He said, "You can only but do unto me what the Father allows you to do unto me." And that's the attitude that we have. Everything that you're gonna do, Esau, and all of you men that's in these secretive councils, you're only gonna be led to doing what you're supposed to be doing under the spirit of Yahawashi. The angels are gonna guide you to do what you got to do. But meanwhile, the men that have actually did the work, who you see, who you know are the prophets of the Lord, as you've probably already come to that conclusion, and if you haven't, you probably eventually will, these men will be protected. They will be secured because they're covered under the name of the Lord. And by the name of the Lord shall we be saved, and shall we overtake and overcome the devil, and overcome those that want to rise up against us and pursue to kill us.
6 and 22, saying, touch not my anointed,
yes,
and do my prophets no harm.
Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Go on.
Reading on. So like he's just jumped the page.
There's a verse where it says, I reprove kings for their sakes.
Let me get it back. Bear with me.
Oh, yeah, that's in Psalms 104.
So if the Lord is able to reprove kingdoms for the sake of the prophets, and that shows you right? The prophets are not just men that you can just pursue like that. These are special men. These are men of God. So I mean, if these men are being pursued, then that means that you're pretty much destroying you're going to wind up quickly, fastly destroying your kingdom, your whole entire empire. Because the reason why your empire is still alive and well right now is because of the prophets. The prophets haven't done their job yet. So if you do away with the prophets, then you do away with your kingdom. Okay? And let's just say if the prophets are done with what they're doing, you're going to wind up destroying your kingdom anyway. So either and or it really doesn't make a difference what you do at this point.
Got the precept back.
Go on.
There's a bit more before it. It says Psalms 105 and 14. It says, He suffered no man to do them wrong.
Yeah.
Yea, He reproved kings for their sakes.
Yeah, He reproved kings for their sake. So if the kings are being reproved, like for example, look what happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were forced to go through the fire, right? Because they didn't want to worship the gods that were at the time of that particular empire at the time. All right? And then eventually, when you read 2 chapters onwards, a chapter onwards, Daniel the prophet tells him that his kingdom was pretty much over and out when he started getting prideful.
Yeah.
But a chapter away, a chapter prior, he had certain men among the Jews, as it says, that did not want to worship the gods when the music was playing. So when that incident happened, something else happened. The fall of that empire occurred.
Yeah.
Go on, brother. And then later on, he was turned to a beast. Let's read this.
Proverbs 21 and 1 says, The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, He turneth it wheresoever He will.
Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, these demons that are in these higher positions of power today, right, including your prime ministers as well, they're only going to do what the Lord allows them to do, because the Lord is controlling their minds, whether they realize it or not. Go on.
Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the heart.
But the Lord pondereth the hearts, you see? The Lord is the one that's directing your spirit. By the angels, the holy angels thereof. They're directing what you're going to do in that particular moment in time. Or whatever particular moment in time you do it. You're going to do that particular thing. So it really doesn't matter what thoughts and ideas and plans you have in your mind. If it's not meant to be, damn it ain't going to be meant to be, baby. But what is meant to be and surely meant to be, as we do have a sure word of prophecy, and we stand with great confidence and boldness to declare this to you, is we're going to be ruling the world, and we're going to be the ones taking you down. We're going to be the ones pursuing you and putting you into captivity, putting you into prisons. Okay?
There's another.
And that's a prophecy that's sure to come for your ass. Let's read this.
Yeah, the proverb to what I just looked at in Proverbs 1. Proverbs 26 and 12 says, Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit, there is more hope of a fool than of him.
Exactly. Exactly, because at least a fool can repent and become someone that which is wise. Like we were all fools at one time. So there's more hope for us than a man that's wise in his own mind. Yeah. See, these levels are wise in their own mind. They don't understand that there's another higher power that's directing their steps. That's telling them what to do spiritually. You see? Go on, brother. If you can, somebody get Job, the 3rd chapter.
Yeah, because I've been watching a lot of these. One of the apostles mentioned about 60 minutes with the chariot sightings. So I've been studying these military commanders. They really got that very wise, conceited arrogancy. What's his name? Commander Ryan Graves, Luis Elizondo, David Fravor. All these guys, when they see the chariots, all their confidence goes out the window because they really come to terms that the fact that it's not, we can't classify this, we can't categorize it, we can't pigeonhole this. It's superior to us. So their conceit is all it fucks up their head, fucks them all up, man. Fucks them up.
You got to remember too, the Lord. Remember what it says in the scriptures. It says the deceived and the deceiver are His. So they're deceived in their own way, they're in their own wisdom and understanding. But with that being said, the Lord is going to take the craftiness, own craftiness, because their wisdom, part of their wisdom, is them being crafty. All right, but the Lord is going to take the craftiness that they have within their soul, in their mind, and the Lord is going to pretty much use that against them, man. You see, so I mean, it's not going to work. But just to just to deal with what you were saying about the chariots, they couldn't find any form of grounded information on what these things can do and what they're all about.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to say is this. They've already lost the war because they know they're going to have to fight the Lord.
Yeah.
They know that they're going to have to fight the angels. But if they can't come up with some sort of evidence what these things are capable of doing, to be exact, right? And what their technological advancements are, then guess what? They've already lost. Because in order for you to win over your enemy, you have to study your enemy. Even boxing shows you that. Okay?
Can I just say, it's a major threat to their defense system, to their military security system.
Yeah.
And anybody with that mindset, they wish they got that military mindset, that's big to them.
Oh yeah.
It's in their forbidden airspace, and there's nothing they can do. So that renders them really as powerful, as strong as they are. It's like imagine you got one of Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah.
A good boxer, right? He's in a ring, but the guy is intangible. Anytime they throw a punch, the guy becomes intangible, which means you can't touch the guy. It's like, no matter how big and strong you are, there's nothing you can do, man.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You lose.
Frustration kicks in too, because you can't get a jab out of it. You can't get a jab at him, or a good punch at him. You get pretty much frustrated. So because he can't find out what's really going on with these things in the sky, they're getting frustrated. Because think about it, the Lord already blessed them with the technology they got, that things that we've never seen before, that these devils do have. But yet and still, they're going to be battered miserably. They're going to be destroyed. And that's in many scriptures we can get. But we're not going to go there. Okay, that's a topic in another moment in time. Anyway, who was reading? Yeah, Job.
The third chapter.
Yeah,
Job,
the
the third chapter.
slumberings upon the bed I want. I think that's Job 33. Job 33, verse, oh man, I don't know what verse, but
I'll look for it.
come. If you want to say something, brother.
Yeah, because you got them, as the elder was mentioning, you're going to get they basically blasted away to powder. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we didn't touch on it, but we were holding Job, the second chapter, right? We know that you're under the rulership of Satan, but Satan is under the rulership of the Father, man.
Yep.
So all that technology you got, it comes from the Heavenly Father. So he's giving you, you're proud, but at the end of the day, it comes from him, man. So
Yep.
how can you think like you're gonna? The scripture says, can the pot say to the
Thing that
That's in
formed
Romans
it.
9.
Yeah.
Why has that made me
dust?
dust?
So if the Lord is giving you a certain amount, how do you think you're gonna use that to go and take the Creator out? It doesn't make sense, man.
Come.
You've been given your bounds, you've been given the limit to your information, you've been given the limit to your time, and once it's all done and you've exhausted it, which you're just about to do, Esau, it's over, man.
It's a done deal. It's pretty much a done deal. And I mean, we don't have to exalt ourselves. We don't have to be afraid, or we don't have to prove anything to you. All you got to do is just take on what we're saying. And if you don't want to take on what we're saying, that's on you too. But regardless of what, it's going to happen. Because as it stands right now, there's a couple of things that I've even prophesied about. And, all of you brothers that are watching, that's been in this truth for a while, I've prophesied that eventually there's going to come a time of curfews and these kind of sort of things. That used to be my main thing I used to go into, thanks to being taught being taught of the apostles, okay, and the Holy Spirit being upon me. But now look what time we're in. We're in the COVID era, an era where people are put on curfews, man, or should I say the country in some cases, which eventually in due time, all of this freedom that people are having to experience, a little of it, it's gonna cease, and we're gonna wind up going back on these COVID curfews again. Okay, that's the time we're living in, and in this time, there's gonna be a whole lot of other things going on. We're not just focusing on the COVID situation. There's other things that's happening outside of COVID. COVID is not the main thing, but obviously, hopefully, through this COVID era, there lies the prophecy of the mark of the beast, which is what we're expecting to come. Okay, and ultimately this world war, because we're expecting a world war. We're expecting a whole lot of turmoil to happen in this world, man. Okay, go on, brother. Let's read what you got.
Khan, this is what you called for. This is Job, the 33rd chapter, starting from verse 14.
I was thinking about 14. I wasn't sure. Go on.
Khan, it says, "For the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men,
Yep.
his slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
Yeah, so in all reality, the Lord pretty much puts information in your mind. I would say more your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind works without you being consciously aware of it. Like, for example, your heart beating. You don't have to be aware of your heart beating or your, or breathing. The subconscious part of your mind does that for you. So the Lord works on your subconscious mind and also your soul, which is in the middle of your brain. Okay, the pineal gland, which the word pineal, which means the face of God. All right, and that's something that Esau, this is why Esau pollutes the earth the way he does. You know, he covers the sun, he pollutes your water that you drink, and he genetically modifies your food. He's pretty much forcing people now, or they are forcing people to get that thing that I won't say because they're gonna take the video down, to pretty much do away with your God gene. Okay, or it's also known as the VMAT2 gene, so that you don't get connected with your maker, or on top of that, excuse me, or to downplay your spiritual awareness. Okay,
yeah, that's deep, because you said pineal means face of God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because in the Hebrew, panya means face or presence. Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
God. They want to disconnect you from the Most High and to do away with your spiritual awareness, man. That's really what Esau wants to do. And once he can do those two things, which is what that thing is going to do to you, guess what you're going to look at? You're going to look at the superiors that the Most High set up with your Edomites, and to them, to you, you're going to look at them like they're just the authorities, and there couldn't be nothing else rather than them being the authority. But with your spiritual eyes open, you can see that there's other things going on outside of this physical realm, which is what they want to detach you from. Okay? But going back to what I was saying, what was I originally talking about? Yeah, 33. Can somebody read that again?
From verse 14.
Come.
It says, the Most High speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed.
Go on.
Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man.
Right, so when you're sleeping, that's when the Most High puts information in your mind, and you're going to do that, which is what you've been, what the Most High put in your mind, the information thereof. Okay? And that's what you're going to do. You're not going to do what you want to do. Like, for example, all of us brothers wanted to do something in this world, something outside of doing what we're doing right now. We wanted to do things in this world. We wanted to become the big shot, or whatever we wanted to become the big shot of in this world. But the Lord withdrew that and diverted our minds to seeing Yahawashi, to seeing this truth and understanding what the will of the Father is, rather than understanding what we want. Okay? That's the Lord. The Lord works on the minds of men. So the thing with these powers that are today, which the Lord set up, He's doing the same thing to them. And you may call them crazy because they've done things that you can't make sense of it. Like, how is it that you're going to pretty much brainwash people in the Western Hemisphere to hate another people elsewhere in the other side of the world, but meanwhile you want to set up a new world order? Like, for example, people in the UK, more in particular, hate the Muslims and shit, right? Because they've been programmed to hate them through the media and shit like that. But if you're going to establish a new world order, you should be forcing people or conditioning people to love one another. Okay? And then you're going to have this nuclear war. There shouldn't be a such thing as a nuclear war if you're going to formulate a new world order. You see, but this just goes to show you they have plans that they're dishing out there, but there's other things that's going on outside of their plans. It's going contrary to their plans, if you know what I'm talking about. Because the Most High has His agenda at large. And that's what men are going to focus on. His agenda, as the Most High is going to put it in their minds to do. Let's read Proverbs 19 and 21 one more time. Just to convey that point. And also Proverbs 20 and 25. Because everything that's happening out here is all within the counsel of the Lord. Nothing else outside of that is happening. Or it's going to happen. Let me stop talking. Go on, brother.
Did you say Proverbs 19 and 21?
Yeah.
Just get it for you. So this is Proverbs 19 verse 21, and it says, there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, it's the counsel of Yahawah that shall stand.
Somebody go into if you can, go into the blue letter and look up that word devices. I guarantee you the word is going to lead to thoughts, something to that effect. So there's many thoughts and plans of these people, but the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand. Okay? So they may plan out this or plan out that, but if, like I said, I'm going to say the third time coming, if it's not written for it to happen, it's not going to happen. See, we can only but talk about what's going to happen. We can't talk about what we want to happen. We're just telling you the words of God. That's all we're doing. And then eventually you're going to pursue us because we're telling you the truth. But see, you devils are going to pursue us. That's a part of the truth too. So that's why you're not going to be able to help yourselves. It's going to be equivalent to you having to take that shit that you just got to take. You know what I'm saying? Go on, brother. Read what you got.
Okay, this is the word for devices in Proverbs 19:21 is Strong's 4284, Mahashaba. And the meaning of that, the biblical usage says, definition 1, a thought, device, plan, purpose, or invention.
Or invention. And what is the invention? The invention is just to mark people up. Get people Revelation 16 and 17 up. That's what they wanted. That's a part of their invention. Or should I say a part of their New World Order, is to get people microchip. But it's going to go so far. We're not going to move into the time of 2045 or 2088. No. It's just going to go as far as the chip being made mandatory. And that's going to be a fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16 and 17, as I quoted already. And once that prophecy has pretty much been in activation, then another prophecy is going to come in the midst, and that's that nuclear war and the coming of the Lord himself. And those are going to be the two current events, or the two things which will happen, which will bring a complete end and bring this world to a complete stop. Okay? So first the chip, the war, and then the coming of the Lord. Those two things you at least have to expect when you make this thing mandatory, this technology mandatory. All right? You're not going to get no further than, or any other millisecond, rather than what's given to you, a portion of time to rule this earth. Go on up, brother.
I've got a precept if you want. This is Isaiah 54 and verse 17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment shall thou condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahawah, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahawah.
And that's the correct mentality that we do have. Because what can you really do to us, Esau? What can they really be done to the prophets? That was already done already. Like, we've already been persecuted before. We know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were here before. All the spirits are reincarnated. So we've been there, done that. Now you're just going to do the same thing that which was done before, and we're going to experience miracles beyond comprehension in these times. So there's nothing you can really do. You've already lost the war. You've already lost the battle. There's a battle that would be fought, and there's a battle going on anyway. There's a psychological battle. There's an informational battle, but we've already won. All of those battles we've already won because it was already panned out in the spiritual realm already. Okay? And then eventually the Messiah is going to make his second return, and he's going to destroy this place physically, dramatically, astronomically. Okay? And those angels are coming back too, as you well are aware of now, by now. Go on, brother.
You still got something more on that.
No, I finished that one.
What a precept. This is Psalms.
And after that, we're going to get back to 2 Thessalonians.
This is Psalms 37 and 7. Rest in the Lord Yahawashi, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him that prospereth in his way. Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices.
Right, because of a man that bringeth wicked devices. So we're not going to be concerned about their wicked devices. Their wicked devices are going to be done because the Lord is going to allow it to be done. That's all it is. There ain't nothing really much to it. You know, whatever they're going to do is already written for them to do. So we don't need to fret ourselves. We don't need to be worried about anything. It just got to play out. Everything's just playing out, baby. Let's read that again one more time. That's
and it
a good
says,
scripture.
this is Psalms 37 and 7. Rest in the Lord Yahawah Yahawashi, and wait patiently.
And wait patiently. That's what we're doing. We're the ones waiting upon the Lord. Go on.
For him, fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way.
Yeah, we're not going to be jealous of a man or envious of them that prosper in the way, because this is their time to shine. this is their time of fulfilling Revelations 20, where it talks about that red dragon whose deadly wound was healed and will come back and be loose in this little season. This is their little season. They deserve to have their little season anyway. Okay? They deserve it. Let's keep it real. They deserve it, man. Because, you know, we could say they put in the work wickedly, but, hey, they gotta enjoy the fruits of their labor. But when we get the rising on these devils and rising above everybody else, it's going to be well deserved because we put the work in, just like Esau put the work in. All right, but eventually the work that Esau put in is going to backfire against him. So yeah, it worked out in some time or another, but in the long run, it's going to backfire against him. You see, and the works that we do, it's going to come back to us, but I'm not going to use the term backfire because what we're doing is going to lead to us getting the kingdom. A great reward, which is the everlasting kingdom. A kingdom that will not be disannulled. Go on, brother.
Finish, bro? Yeah, I'll finish. Alright, this is Job 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits.
Yeah.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, all the meaning the laborers, those that work under him. If you look up that word, there's a word you can look into. You don't have to go into it, but the word, it doesn't literally mean the wicked ones. It just means those that have labored under this man. So eventually we're going to put hands on them, beginning with the Messiah when the Messiah makes a second return. Okay? We're going to rise up against those that have risen against us. We're going to enslave those that have enslaved us. Okay? These are the precepts that we all read worldwide. Okay? We could talk about GMS Trinidad. We could talk about GMS Jamaica. We could talk about GMS Germany. All of us, all around the globe, which great notion has gone global. Okay? This whole Hebrew Israelite thing has gone global, and we're speaking the same things. And you even have brothers that may not be in GMS, but they say the same things that we say. So that vibration is going out there on the earth. And the truth is being made manifest. The truth, which was the only truth that at one time was without fruit for a long period of time, should I say, has now pretty much grown. It's springed up. Now people know the deal. When people see us wear these robes, they already know what it is. Oh yeah, that's some Israelite guys. That's some Israelite black guys or them black Hebrew Israelites. They already know the deal. Okay, it says when this word go out to the four winds of the earth, then shall the end be.
That's right.
And simultaneously, as we're pushing this vibration out there of the downfall of their world and just pushing the scriptures out, and generally speaking, we're simultaneously reaching the end of this particular eon. The end of the so-called white man's power construct. That's where it's at. Go on, brother.
Come on. Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits.
Yeah, so right when they think they got everything in the bag and they feeling themselves now because they doing everything according to the Georgia Guidestones and other things that they've got other laws that they go by and shit like that. You know, they're gonna feel like, okay, we got it. We got it going on. But eventually what's gonna happen is the Lord is gonna show them something different. The Lord is gonna put a monkey wrench in their plans. And then everything's going to be whop-side up, all fucked up for them. Excuse my language there. Go on, brother.
May I just add to that? That's going to be a literal monkey wrench because the reason why they called it a monkey wrench is because Jake invented it. So they're saying, don't use that monkey's wrench.
Come on. That's a good point. Come on.
But yeah, carrying on, it says,